12 tips that can help you fly a plane like a royalty. Before we proceed, we would ask you to subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications for more interesting facts. Even a short flight can cause a lot of inconvenience to passengers if some little things are not taken into account. But flight attendants have to spend a lot of time in the air because it's their job, so they have a lot of tricks that help to make traveling by plane more comfortable. Number 1. It's worth buying special earplugs to prevent your ears from hurting during the flight. Many passengers don't feel well during takeoff and landing because their ears ache. Flight attendants face the same problem. It's even worse for them, because the pressure difference in the area intended for the crew is felt more strongly. So they use various tricks. For example, they use earplanes during changes in altitude. Number 2. Don't keep a bag with valuable items in the overhead compartment. Small bags and backpacks, where we usually keep our wallets, documents and other valuables, should not be placed in the overhead compartment. First, it will be difficult to get to the things when you need them. Second, they can be stolen. Alas, these bad stories do happen. However, you shouldn't wear your bag all the time either, it is simply unsafe. You'll have to put it under the seat in front of you, at least for the time of takeoff and landing. In case of an emergency, when a passenger needs to get to the nearest exit quickly, the bag strap can catch on the seat's armrest and hold the person back for some time. Number 3. You can always ask a flight attendant to keep your valuables. If you need to transport something fragile or valuable, like a wedding dress, you can ask a flight attendant for help. Some aircrafts have small storage spaces where you can put your belongings. If they are not available, the flight attendant will try to put your valuables somewhere where they will be safe. Number 4. It's worth putting special stickers on phones, e-books and other small devices. If a passenger forgets a small item on board, there is little chance of finding it later. Not all airlines require flight attendants to check the aircraft thoroughly, and even if they do, it's usually done quite quickly. When a missing item is found, it is handed over to the lost and found office of the airport where the aircraft is currently located. And if there are no identifying stickers on the item, it's almost impossible to find the owner. Therefore, it's best to put a sticker with your name, phone number and email on valuable items. Number 5. There are no tricks to get a seat in a higher class. There are a lot of tips online that can supposedly help a passenger get a seat in a higher class. Travelers are advised to dress smartly and give small gifts to a flight attendant in order, for example, to move up to business class. According to crew members, all these tricks are useless. Flight attendants usually have a long list of passengers who can expect to be upgraded. Travelers who participate in airline bonus programs keep a close eye out to make sure they are not accidentally bypassed. Number 6. If your legs get stiff on a flight, you don't have to walk up and down the aisle. Some passengers' legs get numb during a long flight. To avoid this, it's usually enough to walk around the cabin a few times. But if it's a night flight and other passengers are already asleep, it can be awkward to walk around the aircraft. Flight attendants advise eating plenty of fruit and vegetables before the flight, drinking enough water and wearing compression stockings. Number 7. A soda and an ice pack can help with nausea. Some people get sick on an airplane. To cope with a rebellious stomach, flight attendants use various tricks. Some suggest pouring Coke several times from one glass into another to get rid of the gas, and then drink it. This drink does a pretty good job of reducing the symptoms of nausea. Another trick is to ask for an ice pack and put it on the back of your head. You can also squeeze some lemon or lime juice into a warm cup and smell it, the nausea will go away. Number 8. It's a bad idea to use toilet paper on an airplane. Unfortunately, when a plane is shaking, all sorts of liquids and bacteria can get on the toilet paper that is placed next to the toilet. Therefore, it's best to either use your own tissues or take paper towels from a special compartment next to the sink. This paper is much cleaner. It's also best not to wash your face or brush your teeth on the plane, since the water in the containers is often not filtered. In addition, after using the toilet, flight attendants recommend using a hand sanitizer, even if you have already washed your hands with soap. Number 9. If you get a nickname, you shouldn't expect good service. When a passenger behaves in an overly demanding manner, repeatedly calls the flight attendant for any trivial matter or takes photos of them without permission, this person will soon regret it. They may be nicknamed Philip, that's how crew members call annoying passengers. And these passengers are unlikely to get good service. You should not press the button to call a flight attendant for any reason, actually it's intended mainly for emergencies. To get an extra drink or blanket, you can approach a crew member yourself. The main thing is not to do it while the crew is distributing food. Number 10. During turbulence, it's a good idea to put your hands under your hips. During takeoff, landing, or when passing through a turbulent zone, attendants usually sit on their hands. In this position, the arms are relaxed, the feet are firmly on the floor and the body is tense, that reduces the chances of injury in the event of an emergency. Number 11. If you can pick your seat on the plane, it's worth looking for a black triangle on the wall. The mysterious little triangle is placed above the window for a reason. It helps flight attendants find the window with the best view of the aircraft wings. The crew must occasionally assess their condition during the flight. If a passenger is lucky enough to occupy a seat next to the triangle, they will be able to take excellent pictures of the wing against the background of clouds and sky. Number 12. It's best to bring your own snacks. Flight attendants advise taking your own snacks, even if free meals are offered on board. After all, if the aircraft enters a turbulent zone, no food will be offered at all, and it's not the most pleasant thing to go through the turbulence on an empty stomach. It's best not to take candy and chips, they only make you swell and feel sluggish during the flight. It's worth packing some sliced carrots, pieces of fruit, nuts and protein bars. You should also avoid buns and sandwiches, because this food only aggravates the disruption of biorhythms. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.